basement. Level vibes with another one. Straight up. Blackness, aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop.
Yeah, my name is Jasmine Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965, I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cop. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight.
How we gonna do a body man walk right now? You ready? Boxer, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body walk, truck, body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
So, so my relationship, nothing. He's a tenant in my.
You said valid votes counts,
Forget it. They are so confused. They don't know the left from the right, whether it's valid. They just don't understand. They don't know their left from their right, or whatever the case may be. And if you notice, they're rushing out of their co-pens right now, and they're bringing up back the 2020 elections. Oh, it was rigged, and oh, who was this, and oh, they have nothing else to play on. They cannot play on this so-called success story for 4 years that they've been in office, that they've been installed. They cannot talk about that, because the reality is there is no success story. Hey, good night. My name is Mark Benchap, and welcome to Straight Up. I'm just going to be on with you guys for 30 minutes. I don't want to take you away from the Democratic National Convention. I don't want to take you guys away from any black jobs, right? And I don't want you guys to take my job, which is the black job, a talk show host. Hey, how are you guys doing? I missed you for a couple of days, but it's okay. It's a good reason. You almost missed me tonight, but hey, I said, let me just be a little nice and hop on here for about 30 minutes. I'm not going over 30 minutes unless you guys beg me to stay. If you don't beg, I'm out of here. How are you guys doing? Let me check out some of you in the letters. The audience. How are you? I can't call all of your names because some of you really get touchy, right? All right. So what's happening? Oh, good night. Not calling any names. What is it that we can talk about tonight? What y'all want to talk about for half hour, right? Half hour. But let's get down to this here first. Oops. Let's not get down to that, because it's going to get dirty if we do. We leave that for a moment, but I really wanted us to get down to that here to discuss that, whether there was a sellout, whether there was some sort of a deal. We don't know. We don't know. Tell me, guys, we don't know whether there was a deal, but what we know is that something is fishy. You know, like that guy that eats the food, you leave Leon alone. They're always picking on him. If the guy wants to sample food and eat, let him eat. Well, I'm not talking about that guy in the picture. It's kind of like wrong. It came over a little funny over that picture. But if Mark Light wants to... Anyways, lots of comments I've been watching. Lots and lots of comments about Mark Light. And we're going to have a light moment here tonight, right? We're not going to spend a lot of time, the hand signal and Barack Obama talking about the size of the crowd. The Obamas are funny set of people, but we love them. He should have done more in terms of immigration for when he was in office and so forth. We can go on and on that he should have done this and he didn't do this and he didn't do that. We hear that in Guyana too, you know, under President Granger and the coalition. They should have done this, they should have done that, they should have done that. And forgetting that they have done a heck of a lot, right? Okay. As what's that guy named that just popped out of jail? Said, oh. He's in St. Vincent, as though he's running for Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. What's his name? Vibes Cartel, right? Vibes Cartel, right? Yeah. As we come to America, we change up our twang. Vibes Cartel, right? Good night to all of you. Golly God, take it easy. I know how you feel, but let's be careful with the description of people. I got you, Golly God. Don't think that I don't understand where you're coming from. Now let's get back to Mark Light. But before we get back to Mark Light, I know usually when Rhonda wants to send a message, she sends it right here on 107.1 FM. Let me see what Rhonda says. Mark, I will call you tomorrow. Thank you, Rhonda. Call me tomorrow. Okay, good. Thanks. All right. Hey, let's get down to business here again. If you're now joining us, here for the first time, you're on to Straight Up on 107.1 FM. Good night to all the folks in Guyana, on the ground in Georgetown, wherever you're from, whether on the quarantine, whether Linden. Hey, a special good night to Linden. I heard the butcher from Unity today said that, what is it he's doing? You know, the butcher from Unity. If you guys know who the butcher from Unity is, just say thumbs up. So the butcher from Unity said that Nigel Hughes, well, you know, Nigel is traveling now. Nigel is a big politician in Guyana because Nigel believes that he's saying that better must come. But we had better under the coalition. We had better prior to the corrupt PPP regime. We know that. We all know that. So we've always had better under a government that is not as corrupt as the PPP regime. But anyway, sorry about that. I didn't mean to go that route, but I just did. And so Nigel hopped into Linden, and according to the butcher from Unity, the butcher from Unity said something to the effect that Nigel went to Linden and said that his ancestors sent him. Hey, politics is something else, huh? Hey, what else is happening? His ancestors sent him. Well, my ancestors sent me here, right? But on a serious note, when Bharat Jagdeo goes to Babujan and they preach and they preach and they dog whistle, horse whistle, cat whistle, fish whistle, all sort of whistle. They do that, right? At Babujan. And they do that at their rallies. They think that they're smart. They talk about PNC and Bornam Ban this. They lie and they lie and they lie, right? And when they talk about ban flour, you know what they talk about? They dog whistling there. When they talk about ban split peas, those items were never banned. They were restricted with the help and support of Chetty Jagan. Don't be twisted. Don't get it wrong, mind you, right? And so they dog whistle more than anything else. So if somebody says in the name of the ancestors, what's wrong with that? What is wrong with in the name of the ancestors? Hey, we might as well just say a prayer tonight, right? Come on, guys. Let's come close and touch the screen. Touch this. Come on. Hallelujah. Our ancestors say, touch the screen. Ooh, in the name of our... And it's like when you beat the drums, right? When you beat the drums, Jagdeo, Irfan, and the PPP guys, their bumps raise. God in heaven knows why their bumps raise. And then when you talk about the ancestors, their bumps raise. It's like you can't be proud of who you are. You can't be proud of being African or whatever. You can't be proud. It's only Jagdeo and the likes can be proud of that. Only Jagdeo and the likes. That's it. Dennis Atwell, let us stick to the subject matter here. Don't come and confuse things. I'm not in that mood tonight. Do not confuse things. It seems as though you come here with a different agenda. Go on the AFC page with that agenda, sir. We're dealing with issues here, not emotions. Thank you. I hope at 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, I've made that pellucid. Somebody say you can't make it pellucidly clear, right? But I've made it as clear as possible. This is not a poll for Nigel or who got it this or the AFC. Take it somewhere else right away tonight. I'm not in that mood. Thank you so much. Now that I've gotten that straight. So Jagdeo and Irfan Ali and these guys, they go at, sorry guys, Dennis and I go way back, but Dennis comes here with this distraction thing, right? I'm not in the mood for Dennis tonight. He's still my brother. I still love him. Yep, in that way, not the other. So Jagdeo, they go to Babujan and those places. And they board whistle, cat whistle, dog whistle, every single thing they do there. And they talk about we, and my people, and our people, and my people, and my ancestor. They have spoken about that there at Babujan and other places. But when a person of African descent does that, it sends some shivers up Jagdeo spine, right? They get nervous. What is wrong with somebody saying the ancestors? What's wrong with that? My ancestors told me to come and do the show tonight. What is wrong with that? Jeez, gosh, man. This Tanti Mora, aren't we all tired of her? Tired of him? We are. Listen to him.
Right across Guyana, when the ministers of Granger or Nagamutu come here after the 21st of March, you say to them, walk behind them, chase them out, they're going to be illegal. Say to them, you're illegal. Free up the country, you're undemocratic. They're going to face a different situation right across the country.
When they
Big Bluff, Big Baby, Butcher from Unity, the most corrupt set of folks in the PPP. That's who they are. That is what they do. Ancestors. You can't even say ancestors now. What? The minute you start talking about ancestors, the Guyana, what is it? The that silly ERC, the Ethnic Relations Commission. What are they going to do? Write you? They're going to talk about you. You can't say my ancestors no more. You can't say my people no more. You can't say my gosh no more. What are you going to do? Jack Deal walk behind? That's what he loves to do. Walk behind. Walk behind them, right? Look, walk behind them. Anyways, enough of that. What else is happening in your neck of the woods, right? Look, let me say this here. If this had happened under the coalition government or under PNC government, they were going to cry and cry and cry and cry to say, look what the PNC is doing to the people of WIM. They're taking away their religious stuff, because many of you know Purine leaf is used, one of the main things that it's used for, especially on the quarantine, right? Or quarantine, especially there, that these things happen. Here, what? Take a quick 30 seconds.
I just want to bring it to the public attention. Now, this trench around the center ground here used to provide nice, beautiful flowers with the purine leaf. And as you can see here right now, they spray it and they kill the grass. The grass now will sink underneath. So the trench, there is no drainage. But look how they've destroyed the beauty look how they destroy the beauty of this place. Just imagine it. And when I talk about this here, this become a problem. Look from the center, come back. Right through. Look how dirty this place looks. Now, people used to go Sunday morning, or even get religious work, then pick up leaves. And the beauty of the thing is with the flowers. Now they have nothing that they can go back to now. They have to go to somewhere else to pick up leaves. They then do religious work, especially Hindus. Now we don't have that anymore. Then destroy everything with the spray. Not only that, then kill out all the...
Now that's Wim Village on the quarantine, right? Between Wim, Letterkenny, Bloomfield, Lancaster, Liverpool, Annis, Salton, Alverston, and so forth, right? So that is what they do. Just imagine for a moment if that happened under the coalition or the PNC. Just imagine, jumped on the mountaintop and say racism and racism and racism. Those vagabonds in the PPP. They've got to go. Even their own supporters are punishing their own supporters. I know I promised you guys to be on for a half hour tonight because of the Democratic National Convention, right? I want to listen to the next president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. I want to listen. Bantu King and the whole crew. Good night to all of you. Marcia Agar, how are you doing? Hey, there's something else that I want to talk to you guys about. But before I get to that, let me see. What else are operators saying? They're looking at, look at this guy. Suddenly, Irfan Ali loves the indigenous people. Suddenly, he is a Tushao, my fellow Tushao. Such a fake, such a fraud. That is what this is about. Remember, he got 19 fraud charges, 19 fraud charges. And look at him, pretending as though they love Amerindian people, pretending as though they love being politically correct. They love indigenous people. And look how they treat them. Look at the latrine. They're not even properly done. Not even nothing close to being properly done. Look at that. Look at they want put Jagdeo, Irfan, and Priya Manikchan. Squeeze them in here and leave them in there for half hour. Let them stare at each other. Are they going to like that? No, they're not. But they want your kids. They want indigenous kids to be in there and to go through that sort of treatment. Shame on the PPP. Shame on Jack Dave. Shame on Irfan Ali. Their ancestors might be crying right now in their graves. Oops, we shouldn't be using that term ancestors, right? And look at them. Look at the condition of this school, guys. School toilet in the indigenous community. Just take a look. Take a look at the school. Take a look. Take a look at the water. Yeah, those of you who are now joining us, yes, it is. This is what they want people to drink in Georgetown and other parts of the country. Look at the roads just built recently, a few days ago, Cemetery Road. Those of you who remember Guyana, right? This is it. Take a look. Take a look at it. Right after it was supposedly built, it's cracking up, it's breaking up. Millions of dollars, your tax dollars, spent on that. Millions upon millions. Shame on those vagabonds. Shame on those corrupt individuals. Shame on those riggers of elections. Shame on them. But keep an eye out. Their bats are coming out of the holes now, you know. Their bats are coming out of the holes. They're going to talk. They're talking about 2020 elections and how it was rigged and all manner of things. But they're not going to tell you that it went through the court. It went through the court, right? And the court did what? They were the ones who were actually rigging the elections. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They were the ones rigging the elections, and they wanted to make it appear as though the coalition rigged the elections. Now, I've said this before. If the coalition rigged the elections, I'll be the first one here to say what I have to say. But there is no evidence to suggest that the coalition rigged any elections. More evidence, though, pointing in the direction of, guess who? The corrupt PPP regime. Look at this. 61 dead voters, 4,864 absent voters. Check this third one out. 150 stuffed ballot boxes. Not stuffed cook-up boxes from Compton Cook-Up or chicken at the seawall or whatever. No, ballot boxes stuffed. Guess where? Not at Congress Place, not in predominantly PNC support areas, but in PPP areas. 47 ballot boxes without documents. 1,278 missing oaths of identity. Missing. Do you think these sort of things, irregularities, will be allowed in countries in the U.S.? No. The 2000 elections, don't forget what happened with that. And it went to the court, and poor Al Gore was denied an opportunity. But in Guyana, it was worse. And some folks in the U.S. and wherever, they want us to accept. They want you guys in Guyana to accept the results, free and fair, credible elections, and all manner of things, right? The PPP is notorious. They're corrupt from head to toe. Look at all the billions of dollars wasted here. But every single day, the PPP will give you the impression that they're governing in the interest of the country. Give me a bloody break. All right. Hey, what else you guys want us to touch on before we go? I promised you guys half hour. If you want me to leave in just about 5 or 6 minutes, let me know. If you want me to stay for an extra couple of minutes, I'll do that. Now back to Mark Light. I want to say this. Look, putting our friendship and our childhood years aside, we grew up together on the quarantine. I know him. I know his family. His family knows mine, his wife, and everybody. So there is no disrespect there at all. But I want to say that what Mark Light did is disrespect. Very disrespectful to the teachers and to the unions. Bad example. As the president of the Guyana Teachers Union, if Mark Light knew that he was going to go to sign a deal, then they should have gone to the entire board of the union to discuss the matter and have a unanimous decision on it. The fact of the matter, and Mark Light is supposed to be a pastor. Hallelujah. Ooh. What sort of a pastor would do such a thing? What pastor would know that he wants to sign a deal but doesn't discuss it with the general secretary and other senior members of the Guyana Teachers Union? What pastor would do that? And I take umbrage to people on their programs, Dr. David Hines and their others, every single day. I mean, within the last 48 hours is Mark and Mark and Mark. I heard Dr. Hines moments ago say, Mark, I'm disappointed in you. Please, Dr. Hines, please let them know which Mark. Let them know which Mark. Mark Light. shut the light off, dim the light on teachers throughout the country. Now, Mark Light is supposed to be not a lawyer. He's supposed to be a pastor. Mark Light is supposed to be a pastor. A pastor. Dr. Mark Light is supposed to be a pastor. Hallelujah. Ooh, ooh. Wait. As a pastor, this is what you would do, Dr. Light? Go in, sign a deal, not discuss it with the other members of your union, the executive members of the union. You ducked in a dark alley to go on and sign a deal and saying that there were other things in the deal that were nice. Collect crumbs, collected crumbs, and think that that is a good deal. It is not a good deal, Mark Light. It is just not a good deal. And I am very disappointed that you would succumb to the PPP. Shame on you, Mark Light. Shame on you. The Guyana Teachers Union deserve strong leadership or stronger leadership. They do not deserve the sort of leadership or president that will sell them out. The teachers have been sold out, weeks in the sun, weeks in the rain. They risk their lives being out there. They risk their jobs being out there. They have lost their salaries. All sorts of things happen. And to go and strike a deal in the manner you have done, Mr. Light, is highly questionable. And so tonight, even though you're my friend, I'm tempted to give you the award. Let me see how many of you think that Mark Light should get the award tonight. How many of you? I will go by, this is democracy. This is not what Mark Light did. Duckan. Well, you know, the other guys at the cathedral say something else when I said duckan. Well, he duck and sign. Mark Light duck and sign. That is what he did. He duck and sign. And I'm tempted to give him the award tonight. I'm tempted. You guys guide me. Ooh, let the ancestor guide us. I'm tempted to give him the award tonight. He's my friend. Oh, and sometimes it pains us to do this. It pains me. Ooh, Father, forgive me. Point me in the direction whether I should give him the award or I shouldn't give him the award. But he did the country wrong. He did the teachers wrong. He did the students wrong. He did the families. He did the supporters of the Guyana Teachers Union, teachers across the country. Oh, he did us all wrong. He just pulled a charandas on us. He walked away. He did something that he should not have done. He should have consulted with the union, the other members, senior members of the union. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. And so because of that, Mark Light, I've just got to do this to you, my friend. And I know Miss Stewart, Norma Stewart, a beautiful lady now in the great beyond. She headmistress of Winifred Gaskin Memorial Secondary School. You've attended there. I've attended there. But I've just got to do this to you, my friend. I've got to do this for you. Hope we're not going to become enemies, but you did the people of Guyana wrong. You did the teachers wrong. That deal should never have been signed. And so for this, you get the award. You know, there's a saying, if you do it once and it's really nice, you've just got to do it twice. All right, hey, Mark, compliments. Hope you have fun with that. But again, shame on you. You should have never done that. Look, even if they had signed a deal and it was something that was done, and all the other members, and it was brought to the teachers' attention, take it back, take it back. You know, like you take it to the Lord in prayers, you take it to the teachers, you take it to the union reps, the others, your other executive members. You don't duck and You don't duck and sign. What I really want to say there is exactly what you have done to the teachers and to the country. Shame on Mark Light. You duck and sign. All right, what else is happening before I sign off tonight? Because I really want to go and listen to the next president of the United States of America. Now, look, I've noticed the PNC have issues with this. This is a PPP youth camp. They're teaching their kids who might be part of the PYO, whose parents are PPP, and they're teaching them how to vote. And the PNC now gone and put that on their page at a PPP camp. That's a PPP camp. These are things that are expected. What I want to see PNC is these very things at a PNC camp as well, a YSM camp. You guys do those things. Don't complain what those PPP people are doing. And they know what they're doing. You guys got to know what you're doing too. Get a PNC camp. Teach them about Burnham. Teach them about the good things about Burnham. Teach them about their ancestors. Teach them about the contributions so many PNC folks made at their youth camp, PNC youth camp. Tell them about the good things about Burnham, that he built the Linden Highway under the PNC, the Quarantine Highway, the Demerara Harbor Bridge, and all these things. Talk to them about Burnham and teach them how to vote. Nothing is wrong with that. Teach them how to vote. I've noticed some people on social media have taken issue with that thing that the PPP is doing. No. Forget about what they're doing. It's time that you guys do even that and more. Yes, we all know building the country, building the nation, and so forth and so on. But they must stand for something. And if they're young members of the PNC, well, then they got to know how to vote. They got to know how important voting is for them. And so that's what the PPP is doing. Don't get mad. Do better than that. Is there a PNC camp? If there is a PNC camp that's going on and it's coming to an end, and maybe they'll have a end of camp party or whatever, I'd like to give them something for that end of party. But am I seeing a PNC camp anywhere? No, I'm not. And so maybe I'll have to save whatever little donation I had in mind to give them. Do too, man. Every minute. Oh, the PPP. Forget about them. Tell us what the YSM did, the PNC Youth Arm did for this August holiday for the kids. Tell us about that. We want to hear about that. You on your PNC page, AFC page, showing us that some PPP kids at a PPP camp. The PPP teaching them how to vote. And y'all vex, y'all bumps raise. Oh, come on, man. Y'all could do better, PNC. Y'all could do better. Good night to all of you guys. Hey, what else is happening? You guys remember this here, right? Take a look at this. Take a look at this. All right, this is the guy. Y'all probably didn't see this pictures yet, but y'all are seeing it now. This is the guy that was recently picked up. He was nabbed by members of the Guyana police force, and he was handed over to the police. The FBI took him. Now, while he was in custody in Guyana, when they arrested him, he flew. What is it? He jumped away and he rushed to Guyana with his so-called rich family, connected to jumbo jet, and according to information, and all manner of things. And then he was ducking and he was hiding in Guyana while he was wanted by U.S. law enforcement agency for vehicular homicide in Queens. And his family there at Jumbo Jet, they knew what was going on. Senior police officers knew that he was there in Guyana. Senior government officials of the PPP, they knew that he was there in Guyana. And I hope he tells them which senior police officers that the family had to bribe. I hope he tells them that, the police investigators. And which politician in the PPP, they were actually shielding him in Guyana, apart from his family members. And now we spoke about this about a year ago, right here on 107.1 FM. We've always hinted about this. So it wasn't surprising that he got nabbed, And instead of going through, some of you may have been asking, hey, how come they just grabbed him? The FBI just arrested him? No, the FBI took him into custody. The Guyana police, members of the Guyana police force, and we know one or two of those members, who arrested him. And when they arrested him, he says, hey, wait a minute, guys. I waive my extradition. I waive my extradition. Because he wasn't going to go through the court in Guyana to fight it. And so he waived it. And when he waived it, the Guyana police force, members of the Guyana police force, handed him over to officers, law enforcement officers of the U.S. They escorted him to the airport and the next flight out of Guyana. Now, this story happened in 2019. Take a quick look, guys, so that you can get the background of what he actually is accused of doing.
That claimed the life of a Hempstead man.
News 12 Long Island's crime reporter Eileen.
That fatal hit and run in South Ozone Park on Christmas that claimed the life of a Hempstead man.
News 12 Long Island's crime reporter Eileen LaPalmer has the latest.
In this surveillance video, you can see how fast a car was driving right before it struck and killed 67-year-old Ansley Dalrymple of Hempstead.
Oh.
Bystanders who heard the impact of the crash on Rockaway Boulevard in South Ozone Park, Queens, can be heard screaming as they realized that Dalrymple had been run down.
Someone's on the floor.
Police say it happened at 9:30 last night, Christmas night, and the driver of the silver or gray Toyota kept going.
It's bad, and he was speeding up a lot. It's supposed to be 25 miles per hour. Would be 30, but it can be drive 70, 80.
And this is the Mercedes-Benz that Dalrymple was driving. And in that video, you see that he parks it here, gets out, and is attempting to cross Rockaway Boulevard when he struck. Dalrymple's wife was still sitting in the passenger seat of the Mercedes.
LaPalmer has the latest.
In this surveillance video, you can see how fast a car was driving right before it struck and killed 67-year-old Ansley Dalrymple of Hempstead.
Oh.
Bystanders who heard the impact of the crash on Rockaway Boulevard in South Ozone Park, Queens, can be heard screaming as they realized that Dalrymple had been run down.
Someone's on the floor.
Police say it happened at 9:30 last night, Christmas night, and the driver of the silver or gray Toyota kept going.
It's bad, and he was speeding up a lot. It's supposed to be 25 miles per hour. Would be 30, but it can be drive 70, 80.
And this is the Mercedes-Benz that Dalrymple was driving. And in that video, you see that he parks it here, gets out, and is attempting to cross Rockaway Boulevard when he struck. Dalrymple's wife was still sitting in the passenger seat of the Mercedes when it happened. The couple had just finished celebrating Christmas at their eldest son's home.
She said she just heard a bang, and that was pretty much, she thought it was two cars, but it wasn't.
Ansley Dalrymple Jr. told reporters that his father was a hardworking man who immigrated from Jamaica, raised 4 children, and was enjoying the holidays with 7 grandchildren.
He loved his family. Very hardworking man. I learned a lot, learned a lot from him. That was one thing that I learned, is just to be hardworking, because that's what he was every day. It doesn't matter the weather, he went to work.
Well, Dalrymple is the 8th pedestrian in the 5 boroughs who has been struck and killed in a little more than a week. If you have information about that silver or gray Toyota truck involved, you can call the NYPD at 1-800-577-TIPS.
Okay, so when it happened, this guy, he just flew to Guyana, disappeared. And that's what happened. So he was recently nabbed in Guyana by members of the Guyana police force. Senior members of the Guyana police force knew that he was there. And some of those senior members of the Guyana police force protected him. And we'll talk more about the connection. Jumbo Jet, said to be his nephew-in-law. And no stranger. This is supposed to be the same Jumbo Jet security, I believe, according to information. And this happened about 2 or so years ago when they beat a businessman. Nothing has come out of this story. The businessman went to uplift his money owed to him, according to information. And so I just give you a little background of the company and the fact that they're being protected by big ones in the PPP regime. So the question is, even though sometimes some of us may have the answer, is who in the PPP protected this guy? Who? Is it Barra Jagdale? Is it Irfan Ali? Good. Those are questions. Or some of the ministers, some of whose visas have been revoked? Who in the police force protected this guy? Is it the crime chief? Is it the acting commissioner of police? Is it Caesar? Exactly who? Who protected this guy? I guess he will be giving them the detectives. He will be giving them the names of those individuals. But for now, hey, guess what? I promised you guys half an hour. Can't go over that half hour. I'll be back tomorrow right here on 107.1 FM. Same place, same time. All right. Gotta go, though. God bless you all. Until tomorrow. If you're celebrating your birthday today, though, happy birthday to you. I can't sing, but maybe someday I'll sing for you guys. But I'm out of here. God bless.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata from City, Vietnam. And since 1965, I become a voter. And I always place my ex next to the cop. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Sit there and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su. My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place.
So if I got children, I must suffer them to take what I don't want to eat for myself. That is totally wrong.
What?
And the parents got to stand up.
Rhonda, really thank you for taking time out. I'm not going to let you go now. I know you're a very brave person. You're out there in front of GCOM. We're not seeing a lot of people out there, but give us an update on the protest every week in front of GCOM.
Tuesday we had 8 persons. Faithfully.
One second, Rhonda. I kind of like, honestly, I like that laugh. I'm going to rephrase. I'm going to ask the question again. And
man, make me laugh, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
How old are you? I am 28, sir. And where do you live? In Kitty. You own your own home? Not as yet. Apply for a house lot? Not yet. Well, sit down. You're not participating on the enhancement of your own life. At 28 years, you should...